can you start to monetize on TikTok if you don't have 1,000 followers yet? Most of you know that you can only put a link in your bio once you reach 10,000 followers, but we all start from zero. So what do you do in the meantime? I actually really enjoy this question because it forces people to get a bit creative and tap into that aspect of creativity that maybe you're overlooking or maybe you don't think you need. I usually tell people to do one of two things. I've seen a lot of this of like document your journey, like day one of affiliate marketing. Here's what I did, haven't made any sales, but this is me. Day two, blah, 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 blah. I learned this, blah, blah, blah. So people are using this to kind of like vlog their process, which is kind of cool, and it has worked. I've seen people with a lot of success with it. The other thing that I usually tell my students, people have this question all the time. When you are learning about a certain skill, right? You're going into a niche that you either one, have knowledge about, or two, have interest in, and you're going to learn a lot about it. And so when you are creating content, but you cannot yet monetize it, your goal is followers. And so what are you going to provide your audience with to get them to follow you? It has to be savable, it has to be shareable content, it has to be useful stuff. Don't make it about you. And in my opinion, this is the best way to do it. So I always tell people, whatever you learn, when you're researching, when you are educating yourself on, let's just use health-related products, let's even niche down further, diabetes, okay? Let's talk about that. If you learn something about like A1C values, you're like, today I learned like A1C values are this and this and this, and these are the top like 5 foods that if you eat on a regular basis will lower your A1C levels. So there's a really good example of information that people can learn from that you don't have to like be bragging about how much money you've made online in order to gain traction and gain followers. So if you are giving them information, the goal for you at this point, when you have less than 1,000 followers, is followers, right? You want people to be interested in you. You want to have interesting content. You want to help people, either teach them something, inspire them in some way so that they follow you. So that is my piece of advice. And again, like newbies always get very insecure. There's a lot of imposter syndrome. Oh my gosh, like, I don't know. I'm so new to this. Okay. There is something to be said about knowledge. Yes, you will never have it all. Nobody has all of the knowledge in the world. Nobody is perfect, right? And so when you hop into the online space, the only thing you need to worry about is being one step ahead of somebody who's maybe in your shoes as a beginner, like the shoes that you were in before you started. You only have to be a couple steps ahead of somebody, a couple steps ahead in the knowledge game in order to sell something. You do not have to be an expert. You do not have to have all the answers. There's a lot of respect to be had for people who don't have the answers and say, but I'm going to look it up and get back to you. I have so much more respect for that person versus a person who just like talks bullshit all the time. So be very authentic, be very transparent, talk about like learning, like this is what I did today, this is what I'm learning. And wow, super windy. That's going to attract an audience because your authenticity and your personality is going to shine through. People are going to trust you, and then they're going to follow you, and then you're going to make sales like nobody's business. So I hope that was helpful. If you are stuck being a beginner affiliate marketer, digital marketer, and you don't yet have 1,000 followers, here's my tips. I hope that was helpful.